Why cars make you poor? Huh? It does? It's part of the script. पैसा, गाड़ी और बंगला. Three things that directly or indirectly influence everything you do in your life. Like of course, who doesn't want to live in luxury? Audi, Mercedes और Lambo के सपने कौन नहीं देखता? गाड़ियाँ तो सभी को पसंद होती हैं. ये सिर्फ हम नहीं बोल रहे हैं. But statistics say the Indian automobile industry witnessed its highest ever annual domestic passenger vehicle sales in 2022. They sold a whopping 37.93 lakh units, which is a massive 23.1% increase compared to the previous year. Luxury and comfort to hai hi, but should you really invest in a new car in 2023? And is it really worth the risk? Today, we are going to break it down for you and talk about the actual expenses and opportunity costs involved in buying a new car. So let's dive right in and find out if it's a smart move or not. The cost of a car is not limited to just the actual price of the vehicle. It's actually much more than that. How? Let's find out. Considering that in India, there were 33.6 crore active retail loans as on March 2021. It's easy to conclude that the saving habits of most people in India are not particularly strong. They often lack sufficient liquidity to finance a car. In this case, what most people tend to do is borrow, and that's where the downward spiral begins. Firstly, you'll be disappointed to know that as an asset, a car loses its value rapidly to the extent that even if you are filthy rich and you don't opt for a car loan, the moment you drive the car out of the showroom, it depreciates by 10% instantly. मतलब गाड़ी खरीदने के बाद मन बदल जाए तो भी नुकसान होना तो पक्का है. To add to the misery, you end up paying high interest charges on the borrowed amount for an asset that already depreciates quickly. And oh god, we are not done yet. What about the maintenance? अब गाड़ी रोड पर चलेगी तो इंश्योरेंस भी लेना पड़ेगा, टायर भी पंचर होगा, गाड़ी ठुक गई तो डेंट का, स्क्रैच का पैसा, रिपेयर्स का पैसा और एक्सपेंसेस की लाइन लग जाएगी. मतलब टायर के साथ साथ आपकी खुशियां भी पंचर हो जाएंगी. एंड नाउ आई नो दैट सम ऑफ यू विल कॉल अस आउट बाय सेइंग एक ही तो जिंदगी है, कल का क्या पता, अभी लाइफ को एंजॉय नहीं करेंगे तो क्या बूढ़े होकर करेंगे. My friend, we are not trying to stop you from buying a car at all. We just want you to know that there's always a perfect time for everything. Chalo, let's understand everything with the help of some real life examples and calculations. Let's consider the scenario of two friends, Karan, who decides to buy a car, and Raj, who chooses not to buy a car and instead invests the saved money in index funds. We'll assume that both friends have similar financial conditions with the same salaries. We all know that on average, an Indian individual tends to spend around 8 to 10 times their monthly income on their first car. Let's consider that Karan purchased a hatchback, specifically the standard Maruti Suzuki Swift VXI, which has an on-road price of 7.7 lakh. And as we previously discussed, इतनी savings तो होती नहीं है कि आप lump sum में कार की पूरी payment कर दो. So Karan will make a down payment of 1.54 lakhs, which is 20% of 7.7 lakhs, and take a car loan for the remaining amount, that is 6.16 lakhs, which comes with an interest rate of 9%. He will repay the loan in the form of EMIs, which including both principal and interest amount is calculated as 12,246 rupees per month. In this case, the initial cost would be the financing cost, and over the course of 5 years, he would end up paying approximately 1.2 lakh in interest alone. The next major cost is the fuel expenses. Let's consider that he drives the car for 10,000 kilometers per year with an average mileage of 14 kilometers per liter of petrol. Assuming the petrol price to be 96 rupees per liter, the total fuel cost in this case would amount to 4.8 lakhs over a span of 7 years. बाप रे, इतने में तो एक second hand car आ जाएगी. The next expense is ensuring the protection of the car from theft and accidents. Matlab insurance. In India, while people may skip taking life insurance, one thing they surely can't avoid is car insurance. मतलब चाहे खुद को कुछ भी हो जाए, गाड़ी को एक खरोच भी नहीं आनी चाहिए. So, an insurance premium is paid every year. Let's assume that from the second year to the 7th year, he pays a total of 6 insurance premiums. If he's a safe driver and doesn't make any insurance claims, he can avail a no-claim bonus. Now, if you don't know what an NCB is, it's basically a discount offered by the insurance agency as a reward for keeping the vehicle safe. However, for the sake of practicality, let's assume he makes 2 claims within 6 years and saves the remaining years as NCB. Even in this scenario, he would still end up paying approximately 15% of the total value of the original car, which amounts to around 1 lakh. The next cost is the scheduled servicing and maintenance of the car, which is an unavoidable expense and necessary to keep the car in good working condition. Let's assume he pays 40 paisa per kilometer as a scheduled service cost, and considering he drives the car for 10,000 kilometers per year, the total cost of scheduled servicing would amount to 28,000. If we include the cost of accidental maintenance, such as the failure of electrical components and circuits, the total amount would come to around 35,000. For unforeseen wear and tear, items like battery replacement, tire changes, AC servicing and other miscellaneous expenses, he would pay approximately 35,000, assuming these replacements are done once during the ownership period. For building a parking slot, he pays a total of 50,000. Additionally, for parking at metro stations, malls and offices, he pays 1,000 per month, which amounts to 84,000 in total over 7 years. कार को साफ भी तो रखना है ना, उसके लिए भी महीने के 300 रुपए तो कम से कम लगेंगे, which amounts to 25,000 at the end of 7th year. Now, I know it's quite unfortunate, but even if you keep your car very close to your heart and do everything to maintain it in its original condition, the car will lose more than 50% of its original value in the form of depreciation at the end of the 7th year. Karan will end up spending a total of 13.5 lakhs at the end of 7 years. अब कार खरीदना Karan के लिए wise decision था या नहीं? उससे पहले let's see what Raj holds in fate for himself. Unlike Karan, Raj didn't listen to his impulses and consulted a financial planner on whether he should buy a car or not. He told him that his financial condition didn't allow him to purchase a car and advised him to start a systematic investment plan, also known as SIP, in an index fund for the same amount he would have otherwise paid for the car loan's EMI. Assuming the average annual return on an index fund is 10%. If Raj turns out to be a disciplined investor and consistently invests the exact same amount of 12,246 rupees per month without fail, letting it compound over time, the future value of the invested amount would reach 15,87,764 after 7 years. This means that the profits earned from the investment would amount to 5,59,100 rupees. ये है investing और compounding की power. But Raj के पास तो खुद की गाड़ी है ही नहीं. How will he travel? For the sake of simplicity, let's assume that he travels by cabs such as Ola and Uber. And just to clarify, cab charges can vary based on demand. The base fare for Ola and Uber is typically around 7 to 8 rupees per kilometer. But during peak hours, it can go up to 25 rupees per kilometer. Let's say Raj's office is approximately 4 kilometers away from home. And considering a round trip, he covers a total of 8 kilometers per day for 5 days a week. On weekends, he travels around 20 kilometers. Additionally, he undertakes at least 8 outstation trips per year. After performing all the calculations, taking into account the cab services and their varying charges, it is estimated that the total cost of cab services would amount to approximately 13.3 lakhs over a period of 7 years. Finally, to calculate Raj's net outflow, we need to subtract the total cost of cab services from the profits he has already made on index funds, which comes out to be 7,70,000. And as you can see, it's way lesser than what Karan incurred after purchasing a brand new car. And with the accumulated savings and the lower net outflow, Raj now has the opportunity to purchase a new car without any financial constraints. You can also think of purchasing an electric car if you want to save money and the environment as well. It will cut your fuel costs significantly, as an electric car can save you around 70 to 85% on running costs per kilometer compared to a diesel or petrol car. It is generally advisable to at least reach a point where you can comfortably pay 50% of the on-road price of the car as a down payment. By doing this, you'll save a significant amount on interest and maintain a more secure financial position. We understand that a car is much more than just a ride. Always know that a proper financial planning is a must before making any decision that involves a significant outflow of your income. And it's high time that you become aware of this. So that's it for today's video. I hope that one day you are able to buy your dream car. Don't forget to subscribe to StockGro for more informative videos. We'll be back with another video very soon. Until then, keep learning and keep earning. Bye-bye.